Good evening. Today I'll go over a read from the industry experts anticipating increased demand urgency amid rising mortgage rates. Despite various forecasts surrounding mortgage rates, the bottom line is that they are bound to tick up this year, leaving many wondering what this could mean for the housing market. Higher mortgage rates are one reason why we would move from an incredible hot housing market to one that's strong, but instead of having 10 bidders every open house, you get 2 or 3 bidders that are interested, said Michael Frentanoni, chief economist at the Mortgage Bankers Association, in a recent interview with MarketWatch. Our forecast has that rising to about 4% by the end of 2022, he said. They're certainly higher than we are today, but historically speaking, that is still a very attractive mortgage rate. Based on recent Freddie Mac data, 30-year mortgages rates climbed to 3.22% by January 6th, maintaining their upward trajectory that experts expect to carry on throughout the year. The increase in rates will likely push more buyers into the market in search of the best deal they can get before rates get too high, according to a recently released survey conducted by Redfin. After surveying 1,500 U.S. residents, 47% of house hunters said they would feel more urgency to buy a home if mortgage rates rose above 3.5%, according to Redfin. While predictions of 4% have been the higher end of predictions in the recent months, Redfin expects rates to hit about 3.6% by the end of 2022. Mortgage rates increasing will make home buying less affordable, Redfin said in a press release. Over time, that will put the brakes on demand and put an end to double-digit annual price growth. But in the short term, this increase will light a fire under home buyers and make for an extremely competitive January. Now that is very interesting. So improvements in the broader economy will help drive rates up this year, according to economists who noted the gradual drop in unemployment and demand for workers will persist throughout 2022. Now, according to a recent data from U.S. Labor Department, unemployment declined to 3.9% in December, with the U.S. economy adding about 6.4 million more jobs last month than at the end of 2020. The nation still needs 3.6 million jobs to hit pre-pandemic levels. We still have almost 11 million job openings in the economy and this tremendous demand for workers, economist says, adding that unemployment will probably hit 3.5% by the end of the year with strong wage growth. Another metric people are paying attention to is inflation, which he suggested core inflation to stay elevated longer than pundits and experts anticipated, which will also add onward pressure on rates. In their December meeting, the Fed indicated that they expect to implement 3 interest rate hikes in 2022 and accelerate their tapering, cutting back on asset purchases. While forecasts point toward rates climbing in 2022, economists also weighed the idea that rates could dip during the year, especially with the recent outbreak of Omicron variant at the tail end of 2021, and the possibility of a new variant still up in the air. They acknowledged that a possibility of short-term drop in rates leading to a brief uptick in refinancing activity. Still, economists indicated that each variant appears to have less of an economic impact. We've gotten to a level of comfort with at least prior to Omicron, economists added. I think we are moving through that in this case as well. We now have a set of tools to use to deal with challenges around the public health concerns that we can use again if a new variant were to pop up. Another possibility outcome that economists throughout suggested that rates could climb faster than anticipated, which they said could happen if elevated inflation does not cool off. The Fed may really have to stomp on the brakes as opposed to gently tapping them, economist says. We could see the rate path move even higher and faster than we have in our baseline forecast. With higher rates on the horizon, concerns surrounding affordability issues, particularly among younger first-time homebuyers, have mounted, especially when coupled with home prices that surged in 2021. 2021 had eye-popping home price growth, economist says. Frankly, if that continues too much longer, we're going to run away from the first-time buyers. We're going to run the first-time home buyers away that we're really counting on to supply demand in this market. While home prices will continue to grow in 2022, economists indicated that the appreciation wouldn't match the degree that the industry saw last year, dropping from record level double-digit growth to 6% or 7% growth. Economists expect buyers' demand to remain strong despite rising rates and home prices. The job market is going to be booming, and we're going to see the unemployment rate go as low as it was in February 2020. He said, adding that a demographic push from millennials will also play a part in keeping the market moving. The largest single cohort, the millennial generation, are reaching peak home buying age. And that is going to generate a tremendous amount of demand because you have a bunch of young folks in their early 30s, like me, no, just kidding, I'm almost 40, looking to establish their households right now. Given the pace of new construction, additional inventory this year, with cool bidding wars in the market, provide a more favorable experience for first-time home buyers despite rising prices and rates. So that is all great. Hope you learned something. Thank you for tuning in and have a fantastic day.